Welcome to JAK Sports. My name is Jacob Kelly, and this is the show where we talk about the biggest stories in sports. And Sunday during the Kansas City Chiefs game, reports start to come out that the Chiefs were willing to listen to trade offers for their starting quarterback, Alex Smith, come off season. These reports come out just days after Smith was on In Depth with Graham Bensinger, and he said himself he wouldn't be surprised if he's not in a Chiefs uniform come end of year. This is no surprise. The Chiefs have been preparing for the departure of Alex Smith for a little while now. This year's draft, they traded up 17 spots to the 10th overall pick to draft Patrick Mahomes, and Alex Smith himself voiced his displeasure with this move. He said in the same interview with Graham Bensinger that there were just so many other positions that the Chiefs could have drafted, but they traded up to draft a quarterback. His position. Getting rid of Alex Smith was expected. I just did not think it was going to be this early. When the Chiefs drafted Patrick Mahomes, I figured he'd be a bit of a project. It'd be a couple of years before he walked into the starting role. Mahomes was good in college. He had a big arm, threw a good deep ball, threw tons of TDs, but he threw a little bit more interceptions than you would like. Now naturally, with such a big arm, throwing a lot of deep balls, you're going to get more interceptions, so that wasn't too worrisome. That was expected with the type of player Mahomes was. Despite knowing Mahomes wouldn't play for a couple of years, I was still excited. I was excited to see how he developed as a quarterback. I had high expectations, and some of those expectations fall on Andy Reid. The Chiefs warranted Patrick Mahomes good enough to trade up in the draft to get him, so that in its own says volumes. But on top of that, Andy Reid knows a thing or two about quarterbacks, and he is a coach in Kansas City, and he also felt that the Kansas City Chiefs should trade up to draft Patrick Mahomes. Andy Reid coached Brett Favre, and he's one of the reasons that Brett Favre is the legendary quarterback he is today. And now if you remember with Brett Favre, he had a huge arm, threw lots of touchdowns, but also threw lots of picks. Sound familiar? Patrick Mahomes has been compared directly to Brett Favre, and if Andy Reid can replicate to some degree the success he had with Brett Favre, Patrick Mahomes is going to be a very good quarterback in this league. Mahomes came in this preseason though and impressed a lot of people. He threw 54 times, completing 63% of his passes, threw 4 touchdowns and 0 interceptions, and he looked very, very composed, even when his line collapsed. I know that preseason and the regular season are completely different ball games, but just based off that small sample in the preseason, Patrick Mahomes played very well for a rookie quarterback. This is a little bit earlier than expected to be getting rid of Alex Smith and letting Patrick Mahomes walk in as starting quarterback. I thought they were going to ride out the rest of Alex Smith's contract for this year, next year, and Mahomes would come in year 3. However, if Andy Reid sees something in Patrick Mahomes that warrants getting rid of Alex Smith, a quarterback who's done well for him and the Kansas City Chiefs, I have to trust that. If Andy Reid trust Patrick Mahomes, I have to, because Andy Reid certainly knows a lot more about this than I do. I just said Smith has been good for Kansas City, but he hasn't been great. He's a good quarterback, but he's not in that upper tier of NFL quarterbacks. He's not your Tom Brady, your Aaron Rodgers. His career numbers are okay, but nothing spectacular. The Chiefs have started this year very, very well though, and if they want to win a Super Bowl, if Alex Smith wants to win a Super Bowl, it has to be this year. If they can keep up how they've been playing so far this year, they could definitely vie for the Super Bowl. One final thing to know with this Alex Smith story is the Chiefs aren't guaranteed to trade him. They're only going to start listening to trade offers. Nothing is set in stone. Alex Smith could be back. Who knows? If they rally and they win a Super Bowl, maybe they'll bring him back for one more year. But right now, it's just report that they're going to listen to trade offers, and like I said, Alex Smith isn't a top-tier quarterback. He's good, nothing special. He's going to be 34, so I don't know what the Chiefs are going to be able to bring in that's going to warrant trading him. So he could be back in a Kansas City jersey next year. We'll have to wait and see. No matter what happens or when Smith gets traded, whenever Patrick Mahomes finally gets in as a starting quarterback, I'll be watching. Thank you for watching this video. Definitely not as long as my last one, but let me know what you think. Do you think the Chiefs should trade Alex Smith? Is Patrick Mahomes ready to come in as an NFL starter in his second year? I'm really interested to know what you think. If they do trade Smith, what could they get for him? Make sure you follow us on social media. You can like our Facebook page at JAK Sports. You can follow us on Twitter at JAK_sports. Follow us on Instagram at JAK Sports with no S on the end, and make sure you like and share this video. Thank you once again for watching. If there's anything you want me to cover next time, make sure you let me know in the comment section down below.